Hello, good morning, people. It's Mr. Waheed here, as you know, from Pumpernickel here in Bedford. Your very traditional old health food shop. It's been here for over 35 years. And we still get people here that say, I didn't even know you were here. Now, it's been here for over 35 years now. We have a pretty good reputation, a lot of regular customers coming in. And we're helping people on day-to-day basis on many, even some complex conditions, yes. But one of the common thing that I've been noticing in the last sort of, few years is that there is more and more stress about, yes. And a lot of people come to see us for stress and anxiety, and they get to the stage where they're actually, kind of pretty bad and, are needing almost like a full medical sort of approach to try and see what's going on. However, as you know, we only deal with natural supplements here, and we can only advise on things that we have had some good response with. And it's something I can relate to in my personal case as well, because I have suffered from stress and anxiety. So on a personal level, once you've had something yourself, you kind of you're learning more about it. It's of your personal interest, yes. So I've picked up, quite a few little techniques which I've found, immensely helpful in terms of managing my own stress, and so I can help other people. Essentially, in terms of techniques, yes, there are obviously a lot of different techniques you could employ in terms of, doctor will probably offer you CBT. But in terms of directly self-help thing, yes, quite often it can be just as simple as even learning how to breathe properly, because very often we don't actually think how we're breathing. We never concentrate on that level. Our mind is constantly sort of kind of worrying and panicking over situations. We don't really kind of look at what's happening internally in our body. Now essentially, breathing is a very important part, because oxygen is vitally important to us. And even in sort of panic attack situations, I've known people to hold a bag over their mouth and breathe into it, and that calms you down. And it's a known kind of technique, yes, which I wouldn't recommend it to a lot of people, but it is done at the extreme end. At the basic level, though, just understanding your breathing. Has to be sort of slow, and obviously try and breathing deep into the stomach. One of the techniques that I've personally tried, and it's very easy to do, is just literally taking 30 deep breaths. And essentially what it means is you take a full deep breath, which is that would count as one. So if you take 30 of these deep breaths in a constant motion, it takes a couple of minutes, but in those couple of minutes, your mind stops focusing from external things, and you come into your body almost, yes. And by doing this, you're doing two things. You're kind of focusing on yourself, and also getting the oxygen into the body, yes. So it kind of lets the thought sometime, go away. However, you need practice with this, as with most things, yes. And you need to do it, I'd say, 2 to 3 times a day if you are suffering from stress. And I know there can be interruptions. All it takes, even if you're working, you can just go to the toilet and just do it there. You don't really need to be doing it in front of people. So it just takes a couple of minutes. So that's a very good one. And another thing is obviously to jot down the things that are bothering you, the things that are worrying you, because sometimes we forget to, or most often we forget to analyze what exactly are we actually worried about, because basically it could be a combination of different things that are happening, and we're not able to see through exactly. Sometimes it could be a very simple thing, and yet because we've got a combination of things going on, we're not analyzing and not coming to any conclusion as to how to deal with it. So it's an idea to jot things down, and kind of just analyze exactly what it is. I mean, say if it's something like a bill payment or something, yes, and you've got an X amount of time, you can practically say, okay, you're doing something about it, you're saving some money, and you're going to deal with it, yeah. So that, then tells the mind you've done something about it, so you can tick that off. Yeah. And other things, all the worries you'll find, well, if you did this over a couple of weeks, you get to learn that most things you're worrying, the same worries that are coming back in kind of different motions and different waves. So if you learn to categorize these worries and start to kind of sort of analyze that, all your brain needs to be told is that you're actually dealing with it, yes, or you've got it, that you're going to deal with it either in the short term or or the longer term plan of things, yes, and that can quite often drop the worry from your mind. However, the underlying for all these sort of why some people worry more than others, and it gets to the point of depression or anxiety. There are obviously physiological things going on, and very often we need sort of help in terms of nutrition and lifestyle factors. Yes, so these little techniques are just basically very simple, and you can do them at home yourself. However, in terms of physical things that we can sort of help with is sort of providing you with the right sort of supplements and nutritional products, yes, that we cater here. And one of the things that I've been sort of talking more and more to people about is something called L-theanine. Now, L-theanine is something that comes out of green tea, but what they found is that tea has two sides to it, a calming side and an alerting side. Alerting side is due to its caffeine content, and the calming side is due to this amino acid called L-theanine. Yes. Now, when you start to isolate this from the tea, you get just the relaxing part of it. Yes. Now, L-theanine just works for just feeling over anxious, panicky. It deals with sort of those symptoms via tapping into your serotonin and dopamine receptors in your brain. It's very simple, non-addictive, and so far we're getting very, very good feedback on it. It's a very good seller for us, and I often get people referred because of it. Yes, there are various formulas on the market. There's some that combine it with L-theanine and with lemon balm. For example, a company called Viridian, I mean, they do L-theanine with lemon balm, and that's a very popular seller for us. Yes, we've got another one from Health Aid, which is just a box standard L-theanine, 200 milligrams, and another very popular one here. If people if people are on a budget or something, that's only $9.99. Yeah. Other things that tend to help with general stress and anxiety, I've found in the last sort of 20 years or so of being in the business, are things like magnesium, which is a mineral which helps to relax the mind and the body. I mean, it has a lot of benefit in terms of general sort of stress management. Yes, magnesium. It's often a mineral which it is known that we don't get enough of it through the normal diet. Yes, unless you have a very high amount of foods. Yes, of certain types, which in the practical lifestyle that we live in, I don't think we've got time to have 18 portions of fruit and veg a day. So it's just not going to happen. So essentially, this is where the supplements come in, and they do play a very important role in terms of self-management of stress and anxiety. And then there's also a new thing that's kind of, you probably have heard of CBD oil. This is the latest sort of kind of craze word, which is sort of appearing more and more on the shelves of many places. Yes, and now you can actually get CBD combined with other nutrients, i.e., they've combined it with L-theanine, they've combined it with vitamins and minerals together, and it kind of has a complementary effect, in terms of relaxing the mind, and even anything like deep neurological issues, it's been applied for, and a lot of people are finding a lot of benefit using sort of CBD in its various forms. I mean, we sell a lot of liquids here, the liquid sprays from Love CBD. We do pretty well with these, but this new thing I'm actually interested in is the one which has got the combination of CBD with various sort of herbs and nutrients. So if you want to know more, please give us a call. We are a phone call away. We've got an online presence as well, and we are loading everything onto it gradually as we go along. And these are very selected products that I've sort of come across through practice rather than just doing a bit of read up. We've had good feedbacks on most of these products, yes, and this is how we recommend products on the basis of what you tell us. If it benefits you, then obviously that's what we pass on to other people, yes. And it's generally seems to be working because a lot of people do talk to other people, and we're getting kind of, you know, a lot of interest from people in terms of sort of stress management and anxiety issues.